discussion on the board. My hope, as always, is that you do the research. Again, it's not about you taking my word for it, but doing some research and learning some things that are available to be learned in this world. So, first name I want to write up here, John Broadus Watson. John Broadus Watson, born 1879, died 1958, was an American psychologist who established the psychological school of behavioralism. What is behavioralism? That is how we act. Okay? Watson had an assistant named Rosalie Rayner. Okay? Watson and Rayner conditioned little Albert by clinging an iron rod when a white rat was presented. And this is the process by which this was done. First, they presented to the boy a white rat and observed that he was not afraid of the rodent. Secondly, they presented him with a white rat and then claimed an iron rod. Little Albert responded by crying. The second presentation was repeated several times. Finally, Watson and Rayner presented the white rat by itself, and the boy showed fear. This is conditioning. Keep that in mind. Watson is quoted as saying, "Give me a dozen healthy infants, well-formed, in my own specified world to bring them up in, and I'll guarantee to take anyone at random and train him to become any type of specialist I might select. Doctor, lawyer, artist, merchant chief, and yes, even better man and thief, regardless of his talents, penchants, tendencies, abilities, vocations, and race of his ancestors." Brothers and sisters, pay close attention. Next up, Ivan Petrovic Pavlov. To my psychology students out there, you may be familiar with Pavlov's dog. Ivan Petrovich Pavlov, born 1849, died 1936, was a famous Russian psychologist and physiologist. The concept for which Pavlov is most famous is classical conditioning. In classical conditioning, two stimuli are presented in close succession repeatedly until the response given to one becomes associated with the other. Now, with Pavlov's dog, this is what he did. He had a dog and he gave it some food. So what he started to do, he would feed the dog and he would ring a bell, ding, every time he would feed the dog. So what was happening now, he was pairing these two stimuli together so that the dog would now be conditioned to respond to one of those stimuli. Eventually, he removed the food and he just clanged the bell. Ding! When the dog heard the bell, he began to salivate because now he was anticipating getting a meal. He was conditioned. Okay? Brothers and sisters, pay close attention. And that example, what Pavlov did and what Watson did are similar. Okay? One used the child, one used the animal. But they're learning something about humanity. Next up. Edward Louis Bernays. Okay. Edward Louis Bernays, born 1891, died 1995, was an Austrian-American pioneer in the field of public relations and propaganda, along with Ivy Lee, referred to in his obituary as the father of public relations. Do a research on what public relations is. Do a research on what propaganda is. The following quotes are from his book called Propaganda. The conscious and intelligent manipulation of the organized habits and opinions of the masses is an important element in democratic society. Those who manipulate this unseen mechanism of society constitute an invisible government, which is the true ruling power of our government. We are governed. Our minds are molded. Our taste formed. Our ideas suggested, largely by men we have never heard of. This is the logical result of the way in which our democratic society is organized. Again, brothers and sisters, pay close attention. Next up, Doris Frederick Skinner. Now, Burris Frederick Skinner, or B.F. Skinner as he was commonly known as, born 1904, died 1990, was an American behaviorist. He was quoted as saying, "Give me a child and I'll shape him into anything." Okay? Now what's interesting, he was also the Edgar Pierce Professor of Psychology at Harvard University. And again, give me a child and I'll shape him into anything. This is what Skinner said. Brothers and sisters, pay close attention. Last, Orville Hobart Maurer. Orville Hobart Maurer, born 1907, died 1982, was an American-born psychologist and professor of psychology at the University of Illinois from 1948 to 1975, known for his research on behavior therapy. He worked on the theory of fear and developed the idea of the preparatory set, which is the ascending spiral of anxiety that attended the experience of knowing pain. He was interested in moving the preparatory set to greater and greater degrees of terror and anticipation, looking for the ultimate demoralization of behavior. Now, names of these men were written on the board. We hope that each of you will copy them down and research some of their studies in your findings. And this is the point. If man has discovered